Today on CityBilly Adventures, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade LiveWell.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Stay tuned. So today we've got the whole family out on my buddy's pond, chasing bluegill of all things. He's going to be draining the lake in the spring so he can have it dredged later next year. In the meantime, he's encouraging people to come over to pull out as many fish as possible for fish fries, or in our case, relocation. Our pond has a booming bass population right now, so we're not spending too much time targeting bass today. We did stumble on a good amount of crappie, which kept my oldest son occupied fishing some underwater structure. We're not interested in adding crappie to our lake since they compete with bass for food, but we have noticed that our bluegill population could use a boost, so that's why they're our main target on this trip. So the way we're going to get these fish back to our pond is to make some homemade LiveWell tanks. To start, we're using some heavy-duty storage totes that we got from the hardware store. This is 55 gallons. Once these are full of water, they're extremely heavy, and the water can make the sides of the container bow out. So the more heavy-duty the container, the better. We're keeping the containers in the bed of my truck and bringing the water to the truck. It seems a little tedious this way, but if we filled the totes with water at the bank, they'd be impossible to move back to the truck. The exception to this would be if you have a boat that's big enough to hold the tote, but doesn't have its own built-in LiveWell. In this rare exception, you can use the LiveWell pump that I'm going to talk about in a minute to fill the tank directly from the lake. Once the tank is full, we're going to condition the water to keep the fish as calm as possible. The first thing we're adding is a large bag of ice to cool the water a few degrees. Since fish are cold-blooded, the cooler temperature keeps them less active and less stressed. We're also treating the water with a chemical agent specifically designed for LiveWells. This stuff is called Please Release Me, and we bought it on Amazon. Another similar product is called G-Juice. They're both electrolyte-heavy compounds that remove impurities from the water, like chlorine and ammonia. The electrolytes help the hook wounds heal and helps the fish replace their slime coat. It also gives the fish a little dose of chill the f*** out.
Chill out.
And the last thing the tanks need to support fish is oxygen.
Duh.
These aerator kits hook up to a marine battery with alligator clips. The battery powers this pump that sits at the bottom of the tank. The pump circulates water through this tube and jets back into the tank to create bubbles. Since we're keeping the LiveWell tanks in my truck, we put a medium-sized cooler full of water on the boat. This will keep a couple fish alive for 20 minutes or so until we can deliver them to the tanks. If you're fishing a larger body of water, you could use a small aerator from a minnow bucket to keep the fish in the cooler water longer. We got kind of a late start today, so we didn't make much of a dent in the bluegill population, but we brought about a dozen back to the CityBilly Ranch. The fish are a little lazy at first as they shake off that LiveWell chemical, but after a few minutes, they're back to normal. And that's pretty much it. We'll be back soon with our first collaboration video, Catching Creek Chubs with Manta Mobile. Thanks for watching.